It's not about what you did last week. What are you going to do on that next play? What are you going to do on the road today?
Well, last week, Bryce Young, the rookie quarterback, led a career-defining drive in their second victory, upsetting Atlanta. But the defense has really been the strength of this Carolina team.
Yeah, they really have. We know about the offensive struggles, but all year long, this defense has played with a lot of intensity, and they played for each other. Whether it's Derek Brown along that defensive line, Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu back at the linebacker spot. These guys, when you turn on the tape, what you see, what you need to play defense, emotion and violence. You'll see more of that today.
Panthers hope to play the spoiler, the Grinch. You'll hear that reference quite a bit on Christmas Eve. This is Santa's big scene. Who will arrive on the scene today for Carolina and Green Bay? Teams making the tackle on Blackshear are officially.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 22. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down Carolina.
Son Robinson. Our referee is Alex Kemp. Let's get out of the field. Say a Merry Christmas to Jen Hale.
Merry Christmas, Chris. All the Packers want for Christmas this year is that wild card playoff spot, but Santa not giving them many gifts on the injury front. Offensively, they were without two of their young wide receivers, Jaden Reed and Christian Watson. A.J. Dillon is going to give it a go out of the backfield, but he's got that broken thumb, so we'll have to see how it goes. Defensively, no Devondre Campbell, no Darnell Savage. However, they do get Jair Alexander back, and that should be a boost.
All right, thank you, Jen. After the penalty, backs him up. Bryce Young completing to Tommy Tremble, who does a nice job of fighting to get near a first down, setting an early tone for the underdog Panthers.
Yeah, and Anthony Johnson at the safety spot getting the start this week. And this is something that this Packers defense has really struggled with, whether it's people being out of place, having bad communication, and just flat out not coming up and wrapping. Big time problems defensively.
Bryce Young completing 75% of his passes last week, his best performance of the year. After the 9-yard pickup. Young in trouble, and he's sacked. Quay Walker and Preston Smith bring him down at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and Quay Walker is going to beat Nash Jensen, who's going to be getting that start at that right guard spot. You see in just a little quick swim move, gets all the way up to Bryce Young, and then Preston Smith there to clean it up on the backside. And, you know, this is something Bryce Young has been facing all season long. 9 different combinations along the offensive line, sacked second most out of any quarterback in the National Football League.
Well, they wanted to run the ball with Chuba Hubbard. Now at 3rd and 8, they're in a hole. 35th sack of the year for this Green Bay defense. Young is well protected, lofting one out of bounds. The coverage was good. Trying to go to Tremble again. He just wasn't open. Jonathan Owens on the coverage, and the punting unit will come out for Carolina. This is they've gone 8 straight games without hitting 20 points or more. And a slow start here, as Green Bay should have excellent field position.
Yeah, and certainly not the way that you want to start if you're the Carolina Panthers. I mean, you start with a holding penalty, backs you up, and then not able to convert. And, of course, protection going to be a big issue all day long. You know Green Bay is going to want to bring that pressure, bring extra blitzers because of that offensive line that's struggling.
Pressure was good on Johnny Hecker. Keyshawn Nixon back inside the 30. There's a flag down back inside the 10. What a return from Nixon all the way up near the 47, 48-yard line of Green Bay. Like Hecker did get hit on the back end of that pressure. Will it be running into or roughing?
Well, it looks like it may have hit that plant leg, and that's going to be roughing if it hits that plant leg.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 90. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The call is on Van Ness, and the Packers continue the most special teams penalties in the NFL this year. That's their 16th. They have an injured player. We will check for Brian Burns back in week 10 when Burns was injured. Update his health situation a little later, but the penalty sets up the Packers on first down, and Chuba Hubbard gets up across the 31-yard line. And with this offense, since the coaching change, he's gotten more touches, he's produced more yards, and it's taken some pressure off the entire offense.
Yeah, it certainly has, and we've talked about the changes that they've had along that offensive line this season. But Thomas Brown, the offensive coordinator, had been promoted to offensive coordinator, play caller, moved down. He really has emphasized that run. But you look at that wide receiver position, Adam Thielen having a tremendous season. His numbers are as good as the next 3 wide receivers on the roster combined. He's gotten a lot of action this year.
89 catches, 4 touchdowns for Thielen. Back to Hubbard. This Packer defense, 30th in the NFL against the run. They give up almost 139 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah, they have, but I'll tell you, they have got some big-time players along that defensive line. We know all about Kenny Clark and Quay Walker. Been a little bit banged up at that linebacker spot, but he's in there today. And, of course, having Jair Alexander back at the cornerback spot. Missed a lot of time this season, but this is an all-pro caliber cornerback back into the lineup.
Alexander and Eric Stokes playing together for the first time, starting game for the first time together in over a year. Young, plenty of time, and overthrows Adam Thielen, who was open, and it's going to be 4th down.
You see Adam Thielen lined up in the slot right here, and boy, the offensive line did a tremendous job protecting for Bryce Young, and he just flat out misses. And this is what we normally see from Bryce Young. When he misses on those corner routes, those outbreaking routes, a lot of times it's going to be long. That's just something that has happened with him. And both of these quarterbacks, Jordan Love, obviously as a first-year starter, have had inconsistency with their footwork.
We're going to try this again. Take 2. Hecker, booming kick at the 11-yard line. Nixon gets up across the 20-yard line. Sunny day on Christmas Eve here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Temperatures in the 60s. The interception with 11 touchdowns. He's in his 4th season, his 16th NFL starts. He hasn't even started a full season yet in the NFL, but he is warming up nicely as Aaron Jones gets up near a first down to the 30-yard line. His 2nd game back after missing time with a knee injury, and he's a big difference maker. In fact, Jordan Love told us he's in there because we can throw to him if we need to.
Yeah, Aaron Jones, just instant offense. Offensive line done a tremendous job this year, and we talked about all those wide receivers, all 1st and 2nd year players growing up with Jordan Love in real time. It's been fun to watch those players emerge.
He picked up 10 from the 30-yard line. And it's Jones with a lot of running room. He's got another first down. Offensive line blowing holes through this Carolina defense early.
Yeah, and it's going to be from the tight end that's going to come back across, and you're going to see him cut Brian Burns right there, and that allows Aaron Jones to get that cutback lane. And that's 2 times that we've seen this Packer offense get that cutback going. And you see on the backside of the defense, Jero Avero, defensive coordinator, going to have to make some adjustments.
Why not stay with it? He works his way up across the 45-yard line after that 13-yard run previously. Panther defense, they're tough to pass on. They haven't allowed a 300-yard passer the entire season.
Not a 300-yard passer, and only one team has gone over 200 in the last 8 games. And we talked about them in the open, really at every level of this defense. Very unselfish guys. Derek Brown along that defensive line, Brian Burns. Frankie Louvu has been a revelation this season as an off-the-ball linebacker.
3rd in total yards defending against offenses, and that's impressive. On 2nd and 7, Love will dump it off. Jones looked like maybe the sun got in the way of that catch, but he did hold on. We just talked about that, how a game plan opens up passing game to the backs, and he has enough for another first down. You know, I think he was surprised last week, his first game back, Robert, after missing 3 with the knee, that he didn't get more carries. And And I think Matt LaFleur, because they started out using him a lot in that game, I think he just wanted to make sure he was comfortable and in the groove enough to come back and use him as a workhorse.
Yeah, and of course not having A.J. Dillon in the lineup, I think, impacted that as well. But Aaron Jones, dangerous in so many different ways.
Fake to him. Wide open on the other side of the field is the rookie Tucker Kraft. What a play. And the tight end usage in this offense, despite having rookies at that position, has been productive.
Tucker Kraft, hard for me to believe that he even does this. After what happened to him a week ago against the Buccaneers, he's going to go ahead and go with this big jump along the sideline again from Timberlake. Tiny Timberlake, South Dakota, population 513. What a tremendous athletic tight end.
And that's a guy at 6'5", 260. He picked up 27. Back to Jones. And Jones is loose. Near another first down and inside the 10-yard line of Carolina.
Well, we know about the speed, but what about the stiff arm on Dante Jackson here? You see Aaron Jones break to the outside. Dante Jackson, go ahead, get that stiff arm. Get a little bit of that. Work his way up the sideline. We know all about the burst. Got the power, too.
He picked up a dozen. He is owning this drive. Remember, he didn't play in 3 of the first 5 games with a hamstring. That seesaw season as he's celebrating a little early. Patrick Taylor in. Love for the end zone, and here comes a flag in the area of Romeo Dobbs. Nice move by Love.
Pass interference, defense number 24. Foul occurred in the end zone. Ball placed on the 1-yard line. First down, Green Bay.
Yeah, Love had to step up to make that throw, and it was Von Bell who got called for the penalty.
Yeah, you can see Von Bell. He's got that right arm hooked of Romeo Dobbs, and I think that's what they're making the call right there. And you can see
number 70 has reported eligible. 70 is eligible.
Jordan Love taking a big hit after that throw.
First and goal, Packers. A.J. Dillon has checked into the game, battling with thumb injury recently. Dillon powers ahead, and he's in. That's a Packer touchdown. Boy, nice having that combo of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. It's an early statement from this Packer team, and marching in for 6.
You see Derek Brown lined up right here, and he's going to have an opportunity to make this play. Watch him shed a blocker, but it was the power.
Get to 25 and across the 30 to give the Panthers a good start on offense. Not too late to play today's Fox Super 6 free-to-play game. Download the Fox Sports app right now. Enter for a free chance to win your share of $10,000 in weekly cash prizes. Come in handy around the holidays. Nice that gift you got me. I went out of your way. I couldn't find it under the tree.
That's for letting me do all those reads this year.
You got a big one coming up, so you better practice. Miles Sanders is in a running back. Marset is in motion. Sanders has it. And maybe a yard. 4 times this season. We talk about the Green Bay defense, and they have 8 first-round draft picks on the roster there. Darnell Savage is inactive, as Jen told you earlier, but 4 times this season opponents have run for more than 200 yards in a game.
And depending on who you believe, whether, Quay Walker was saying that players' meeting was a big deal. Matt LaFleur, Joe Barry said it wasn't as big of a deal. Defense certainly playing well here early.
These are 2 of the most penalized teams in the league.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 95. It's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Devontae Wyatt called for the penalty, and 5th most overall. It's an area that Matt LaFleur said most of those came earlier in the year, and they've been trying to clean up, but that helps the Panthers and Bryce Young out a little bit up at the 36-yard line at 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and I think you'll see that a lot from both of these quarterbacks. They like to use that snap count to try and get whatever tells they can from a coverage or rush standpoint from the defense.
Time for Young and open. He's got his tight end Tremble again, who's trembling inside the 35 on a Panther first down.
And it's tremendous anticipation that you're going to see from Bryce Young on this as he gets back. And this is what you want to see from this quarterback. We don't see the top of the drop, but he's had some inconsistency with his drop, with his footwork. And I think that happens a lot of times with young quarterbacks. But you could see on that one, all of his cleats in the ground, anticipated the throw, and delivered a strike to Tremble up the seam.
Sanders in it back, picked up 30. Tremble already a couple of catches nearing his career high. And a little bit of razzle-dazzle back to Young, who's under pressure and wisely gets rid of that. Just to save a loss. Kenny Clark was not fooled.
Yeah, and Kenny Clark, he gets the instant penetration along the defensive line. And you're right, not fooled by that at all. Eye discipline. He said, hey, I know I got the backside on this one. And as soon as Bryce Young catches that one, he's like, I got you.
65 reported at 10.
Well, this is an area where Thomas Brown, who is back as the play caller, the offensive coordinator here. They're at the 34. Are you thinking 4 downs? They're trying to get in field goal range. I mean, how do you think ahead on the next snap? Depends here. Pressure again, but wide open, and he couldn't connect with Sanders. Just a little bit off to start.
And it was the pressure from Carl Brooks and Rashawn Gary that really was the difference. He had to get rid of this thing, and I think this is interesting. You know, Thomas Brown, talking about the way that he has his philosophy set in running the football, really wants to marry the run and the pass game. And, you hear this a lot from coordinators. For every run, you want some sort of counter, you want some sort of play action. But you saw go with a heavy look with the play action, but there, just a quick penetration killed it.
On 3rd down, extra pressure coming. It's picked up, and the throw too high. Would have been near a first down at the 25. The tight end, Stephon Sullivan. Remember, Ian Thomas bothered by an ankle injury, but the tight end usage here so far for Carolina, misfire, and they're going to line up for the field goal, obviously, needing 10 yards for a first down. Eddie Pinheiro, the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, the guy who kicked the Panthers, not just last week, he's really kicked them to both of their wins this year. 30 consecutive field goals made at home. This is a tough one, though, from 50 to win. Nixon's bringing it out of the end zone and slips on that turf as he gets across the 20-yard line. Said, yeah, you're supposed to win these games like this on paper, but we saw that with the Giants. This is the roller coaster year it's been. They won 2 of their first 3. And they went on a 4-game losing skid. And then got hot 4 of their next 5 to get back into playoff wild card talk, 3 in a row in there. And then the last 2, and those were the games, the Giants and then Tampa Bay, when Baker Mayfield at Lambeau lit up the defense. And Matt LaFleur more involved in the defense this week with his coordinator. Just overall, more attention to detail as Jones finds room again, and he shakes loose across midfield, all the way down inside the 40 of the Panthers. 33 putting on a show.
You gotta have the guys on the outside tackle, and it's going to be J.C. Horn out here that's going to have an opportunity to make this tackle. Watch him just drop his head like that. Doesn't attempt to wrap. Aaron Jones able to get that edge, and this is what defenses need. You guys got to be unselfish, especially guys on the outside, and it just fires up your defense when you get those smaller guys playing the position the way they're supposed to at that cornerback spot.
His longest run of the year, 39 yards. Dillon comes in, love to throw, and open inside the 25. Leaping for the catch. That's Bo Melton. Activated for the second game off the practice squad. Had a catch last week. Remember, no Jaden Reed and no Christian Watson today, out with injury.
Yeah, Bo Melton, first career catch in his second career game a week ago. And again, we talk about the footwork of these young quarterbacks, and that consistency from Jordan Love comes from him anticipating getting all those cleats into the ground and delivering that ball with some velocity and accuracy.
It's a nice looking view of a really good throw. From the 23, A.J. Dillon, who had the touchdown a moment ago, gets the carry, but they flip, and back is Melton carrying after a catch. In the running roll, down to around the 27. Let's get a game ring. Say hi and an early Merry Christmas to Carissa Thompson.
Merry Christmas to you, Chris. Lions clinched the NFC North with a win. Their first since 1993, but Minnesota was down 7-0, and Ty Chandler takes it right up the middle for the score. Lions-Vikings tied at 7. Chris?
Thank you. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Packer fans need a Viking loss or a Seattle loss or maybe an Atlanta loss and win to get into a wild card spot with the remaining 2 games after this. Jones back in. He has the football down to the 13-yard line. Let's check in with Jen.
Chris, nice hot start for Aaron Jones today, just like last week. The difference is last week he was on a snap count, right around 30 snaps. Today the handcuffs are off. He is a full go. I talked to him pregame. He's feeling great. He has a bunch of family and friends here at the game, so he is ready to make up for lost time all game, not just first quarter.
All right, thank you, Jen. He did get the first down.
Got some communication issues on the backside of this Panthers defense.
Jones carries, and we shouldn't be surprised with Aaron Jones. He's one of 3 running backs in history with, talk about career, 5,000 rush yards, 60+ total touchdowns, and averaging 5 yards per carry over the first 6 years of his career. The other running backs to do it, the other 2, Jim Brown and Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, that's pretty good company right there. And you could see this Green Bay offense focusing on the run, and up until this point in the season, one of the heavier pass teams in the red zone. But remember, this Carolina defense been solid most areas of the field. They've struggled in the red zone, particularly stopping the run.
Patrick Taylor is in at running back, and he will be brought down at the 10-yard line. Well, obviously, you get inside the 20, things tighten up. You know, defenses can use the back line, the out-of-bounds, the end zone, so it's a little bit more difficult.
We'll see what they do here. You know, we talked with Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator for the Panthers, and he's talked about them liking to go more one high. But here, kind of a passing situation, you expect them to be in some sort of too high look, which is what they do mostly in the field and what they're going with right here.
On a 3rd down, throw is high but caught. That's Kraft. And this will set up a situation where I would think Matt LaFleur says, well, on 3rd and goal, did he get the first? Yeah, they got the first down. Nice move by Kraft, showing good hands early.
Yeah, we see Kraft right here. We talked about that too high look, and those guys just stay up just a little bit too long. Von Bell comes up to try and make that tackle. But Kraft, nice job with his depth on that route. Knows that he's going to fall forward, get hit soon, still able to get the first.
3 rookie tight ends. Luke Musgrove inactive, hoping for a return. Ben Sims the other. Aaron Jones. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal. Yeah, the tight end position for Green Bay. And LaFleur said Tucker Kraft's probably the most improved player on offense from the start of the year. But it's the first time in the Super Bowl era that any team has had 3 rookie tight ends have touchdown catches in the same season. Goal, and nowhere for Aaron Jones, and they're still squirming here. Just short. So we have completed the first quarter. Christmas Eve in Charlotte, and Aaron Jones is delivering for the Packers. It's a 7-3 Green Bay lead. with Robert Smith, Jen Hill. I'm